Good morning, everyone. Today is moving day and I am in the driver's seat. We also answer a fan's question regarding our tow vehicle and how we put the quad in the truck.
You done?
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you? This is our last morning here at Deep Creek, and we're going to head out to Tenderfoot to get our conversion started.
Yay!
Yahoo! It's going to be exciting.
I'm sad to leave this beautiful beachside campground, but time to go to the mountains.
Well, time to go to the mountains, and also, you know, this is time to answer some questions.
Yes.
I believe we had a viewer send in a question. His name is Dan Lowe.
And I'm going to read you what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "Thanks for all the Alaska videos. My wife and I have really enjoyed every one." That is so awesome.
Thank you, guys. It's been a great trip.
We love to see all the comments that you guys leave us. He has a request. He says, "I have a request that's a little off subject. Would you consider making a video listing the pros and cons of using your F-150 as a toad and steps involved with hooking and unhooking up the truck to the disco? We are considering a very similar rig setup. And he also wants to put an ATV in the back of his truck."
It was a Razor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
"So any tips, pointers, and opinions would be helpful. Thanks again." Well, Dan, today's your lucky day. We are going to be moving today.
With that guy. Thanks, Brock.
Brock from J9B2 Adventures. But we're going to be moving today, so we are going to film the process of loading the four-wheeler, securing it, and then we're going to hook up.
A full hookup on the truck.
Full hookup on the truck, and then when we get to our next campsite, we'll show you quickly the teardown as well.
That would be the disconnect and unload.
Fine. You're so technical.
Well, that's just what it is.
But real quick, pros and cons.
Yeah, let's get to the pros and cons first. So I came, before we had the disco, we had fifth wheels and had the F-350 trucks and this and that, and big trucks. I like trucks. And an option for us was to get a smaller car or a Jeep or something like that that's lightweight and easily towed behind the motorhome. With our motorhome, we have a 10,000 pound towing capacity. So we thought, well, shoot, that would include an F-150 truck, you know, well within that range. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier than a Jeep and some conventional cars. However, our tow capacity and all of our tow bar and all the hookup stuff is rated for 10,000 pounds or more. So we're well within that safety range.
The truck only weighs about 6,500 pounds?
6,500 pounds for the truck, and then the ATV is about 800 pounds. So we're just a bit over 7,300 pounds or so. And
within our range.
And that's 2,700 pounds under the capacity of the towing. So it's great.
Also, we don't see a huge difference in gas mileage. I mean, we can tell it's back there a little bit.
Yeah, on some hills you can tell, you know, it's slowing you down a little bit, but it's not too bad. We probably lose a half a mile to the gallon towing, if that. Honestly, we haven't been able to gauge that because we tow the truck everywhere where we go. So
since day one, we've had the truck with this with the disco.
Now some of the cons, yeah, I think we kind of just briefly covered one. The weight of it, it does interfere with your gas mileage a little bit, not a whole bunch. Like I said, maybe about a half a mile to the gallon. Another one is excessive wear and tear, or additional wear and tear that you would get versus driving it. Like our bumper, because it's been towed, our bumper has been smeared with rock chips. It's a steel painted bumper, and it's all chipped up. And we'll show you that here in just a few minutes. Other just
memory marks.
Yeah, memory. Well, that's just from using. That's not from towing. We've been in places and created quite a few marks on the paint and all this and that. But it's another con. I guess it goes along with the maintenance thing. You know, it's another engine that you have to deal with while on the road. Oil changes, fuel, flat tires, window chips. You know, it's another worry or another expense on the road.
We've never got a rock chip by towing. Yeah.
No, we have not had a rock chip from towing. All of our rock chips have come from
driving.
While we were driving, and most of them, ironically, have been driving on paved roads.
Good roads.
Not the dirt roads that we.
Well, we got a few in the Dalton, but
yeah.
That was to be expected.
Exactly.
So I can't think of any other cons.
Well, and another big pro is now when we're home, because we do go home for a little while each year. Now we have a truck I can use around the house for hauling dirt and wood and garbage and whatever else.
Even when we're camping, garbage runs,
camping.
Campfire runs.
Go to get campfire wood and all that. So it's just really nice to have that utility bed in the truck.
Yep.
And versus the Jeeps or small cars, you can't put much into them. So just overall, I love the fact that we have the F-150 truck to tow. Comfortable, roomy, and cargo capability.
All right, guys, so we are on a little time crunch this morning. We need to depart here by 10:30. So let's
get
go
loading.
Get the four-wheeler loaded.
Yep.
By the way, today it's a girls' day driving.
Stacy's driving the Disco with Janine, and Brock and I will be following in their rig.
So, ladies, learn to drive.
Yep, you must. Okay, guys, here we are at the back of the truck. A couple things I want to go over real quick. When I'm towing the truck with a four-wheeler in it, I wasn't completely satisfied with just having 4 straps on the corners of the four-wheeler. So I did a little bit of research, and I found this guy down here. It's called the LA Guard Dog. LA as in Louisiana, for some reason. That's where these guys made it out of. And it hooks into the receiver back there. And then there's a secondary post underneath the truck right here that rises up and hooks into the onto the ball of the four-wheeler. The LA Guard Dog attachment really secures the four-wheeler in there nicely and gives me peace of mind that there's no way it could fall out of the truck while we're towing. So let's just get this going.
You want to explain the wood planks?
Oh, sure. So the wood planks I have here, they're 2x12s, and the four-wheeler wheels run up on them. Because the four-wheeler is kind of heavy, and these tailgate cables aren't rated at much more than maybe 300 pounds each or something like that, I wanted a little bit more security. So having the rear tires rest on these ramps takes a lot of the weight directly off the tailgate and disperses it up through the bed of the truck. Make sure you use your ramps properly. When I set my ramps up, I set the top of it on top of the tailgate itself a little bit, and then I pull the strap tight and come back here and yank it down. So the strap is real tight, so it's actually holding it forcefully against the tailgate, so there's no way it can fall off. I guess another little tip I learned from doing this time after time. So tighten up your strap initially, pull back the ramp, and it's on there much more securely. Another thing I like to do when I'm loading the four-wheeler is just for added traction. I always have the four-wheeler in four-wheel drive, and I always kind of sit to the side when loading it, just in case for some reason the ramps collapse. I can jump off, or I can either stay on or jump off. I can bail out if I have to. So it's one of those other little safety features we try to do. And with our setup here, we also have a tonneau cover. That when we're not loaded, we roll the tonneau cover back and we have a covered bed. It's the tonneau cover that slides out real nice and easily. So there we go. So when we're loading the four-wheeler, I just take this out and throw it in the back of the truck. And then I can put the four-wheeler further forward in the bed of the truck. So now that that's up there, let's get rid of these ramps. And you need to make sure your ramps are secured as well. I've seen quite a few people driving down the roads with the ramps just kind of bouncing around, and that's not the way to go. Okay. Those are in there nicely. They're not coming out. Secured. This is the second part of the LA guard dog. The tube slides into the receiver right down here and attaches to the ball. And this is where the distance from the, this is where you can adjust the four-wheeler to fit perfectly where you want it. Okay, so you get the guard dog in place. Make sure you lock the keeper up here. That way it locks onto the ball. And I use a couple little master locks here just for a little added security. And then, as you can see, there's a little bit of play in here. Not too much. Tighten this bolt up here. And it's on there nicely. I got another lock down here I use. So what this lock does is prevent anybody from actually lifting this bar out of the receiver hitch on here. So it actually added quite a bit more security to your setup as well. All that I have left to do now is attach the four corners on the straps. Attach the four corners down to the truck bed. But for now, you can see actually it's not going anywhere. You know, it's in there tight, but it still wobbles a little bit, so I just want added security of the straps. So we're going to strap down four corners. Okay, we've got all four straps on. I'm just going to go back through and check to make sure they're all tight and secure, and actually check the four-wheeler to see how secure it is in the rig. So the one final check is moving the four-wheeler. I'm not just moving the four-wheeler, the whole truck's moving. You see that? So it's staying in there. It's secured nicely. And also you can come back here. Look how little movement there is. I'm really trying. Not much movement in that rig at all. So I'm confident that this is not going to fall out on me while we're driving down the highway. Whenever you have an ATV with you, you got to carry a spare can of fuel. So I also strap that down back here on the footrest of the ATV. Hook that down there, and then chain with a hook on it, going through the footbed down here. I mean, there's no way that's coming out. You can't get that out.
Because of dishonest people.
You have to, unfortunately. And then just lock the chain back on itself, and it's secure. Alrighty. And now that's secured on there too. And on my final little walk around after I'm done attaching the fuel canister, I grabbed the key and I set the parking brake, and I also put the gear selector into park just to make sure it's not going anywhere.
Alright, now that you've seen how we got the ATV in the back of the truck, it's time to fold up slides
and get out of here.
Get out of here and head to the Escapers Convergence.
Yep, but before we get out of here too far, we're going to show you how to hook up the truck.
Yes.
So keep watching for that.